Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we have got another top 5. Yes, this month's top 5 is obviously the most popular tanks in Blitz right now. Now, we are going to be doing these videos every month because each month they do change. So this month it's certain tanks. Next month, those certain tanks that were popular are probably not even played, and it's a five different tanks played. However, there are going to be some that is always going to be popular. So what is this month's top 5 most popular tanks played by the amount of players playing it? Not by the amount of battles, but by the amount of players. And some of these figures, like, you look at it and you're like, really? I didn't even know that many people played Blitz, let alone just one tank. So coming in at number 5, it is one of the most recent free tanks that Wargaming gave away. It is the Frosty. Yes, the Frosty Jingle Bell. Decent tank, to be fair, and it is a fun tank to play, and I like the tank. I think it looks good. It obviously is the Christmas tank, and 210,000 people played this tank the last update. Yeah, that is a lot of players playing a tier 6 tank, but you always get it, to be fair. When Wargaming gift a tank for free, you always get a lot of players playing it. No matter what tier it is, they could gift you a tier 2, and people will play it, and it will be in that top 5. So the Frosty is at number 5. Coming in at number 4, and it is the tier 4 Grizzly. Yes, the Grizzly, the T6E1 Grizzly. And again, I think this was a gift tank that Wargaming had given away. And for a tier 4, to be honest, I don't think this is too bad. It's got armor. You can bounce quite a few shots, especially if you are top tier, higher tier. You can bounce quite a lot. 263,000 people have played this. So that's over 50,000 more than the recent tier, the one I've just shown you, the Frosty. So yeah, Wargaming have given it away. I think it was an event or whatever they did, and it's a tier 4. So yeah, I'm very surprised that this is higher than the Frosty. But I suppose people play the Frosty over Christmas. I really don't know. But yeah, it's a decent tank for a tier 4. It's got a higher alpha as well for what it is. You could do sort of 150 plus damage per shot. And again, like I said, you actually have armor. You can bounce a lot of shots. Of course, if you do come up against tier 5s, you're probably not going to bounce as much. But 500 damage we've bounced at the moment, and we're not finished. I know we've lost quite a lot of hit points as well, but you know, if we wouldn't have bounced that 500, we've almost bounced our entire hit point pool. We started with 600. Yes, we've only got 170 left, but we've still bounced 500 damage as well. So again, for a tier 4, it's not going to be a tank that you play regularly, but for a free tank, you can't go wrong with this, to be honest. And people are still going to play it no matter what tier it is. As I've just said, people will still play a free tank. Give them a tier 1, you know, give them a tier 1 and they're still going to play it. Because it's free. There are a lot of people that are actually free to play that can't afford to buy tanks. So I do like the fact that Wargaming do gift quite a few tanks out regularly. And yeah, and clearly people were playing it. So let's move on to tank number 3. And we have the M3 Stuart. Yes, the M3 Stuart was in the list last week as well. Clearly, it is a pure seal clubbing tank that many people will actually just play these lower tiers. It's crazy. 273,000 people are playing this tank the last update. 273,000. I can almost guarantee that is not all new players. People seal club, you know, people play the game, and they don't play the game just to go to tier 10 and have a target of getting all the tier 10s. There are some players out there that only play lower tiers. You'll be surprised. There's some people that will have like 20,000 battles or so just in this tank alone. And there are many other tanks like that. People do call them seal clubbers, like, and they might have sort of 80% or 70% win rate, and people will actually say to them, oh, you're just seal clubbing for win rate. Maybe it's sometimes yes, it is that, but other times it is because it's a game. You know, it's a game and people want to have fun, and they might not be any good in tier 10, but they are pretty good in lower tiers. And I'm not condoning it really, but if you want to play a game and you want to have fun, and you have fun playing certain tanks, whether that will be tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, then do it. Do you know what I mean? If you don't care about your win rate, if you don't care about your average damage, and you just want to play the game for fun, then of course play whatever tank you want. But that's what I have to say about the matter. But I don't like it when people do drop down the tiers and have thousands and thousands and thousands of battles just to up their win rate, and then gloat, you know, look at my win rate. Yeah, but your average damage is 300. So you know, each to their own. If they enjoy playing lower tier, then let them play lower tier. Moving on to tank number 2. And this one, it is the I can't even say it. The Basilisk. The Basilisk. I really enjoy this tank, to be fair. I really, really, really enjoy this tank. And being second in the most played tank at the moment, you know, my first game in this was a 3.5k damage ace. And I wanted to leave it like that, to be honest. I wanted to leave it with one game, 3.5k damage and a mastery badge. But then when I looked at the list, I had to play the tank again. So of course I did ruin that a little bit trying to get the footage. But the Basilisk is very enjoyable tank to play. And you could have got this in the season where you get the 3 tanks, and it was the first tank that you could get. So that's why it was popular, because it is the very first tank is quite easy to get, clearly. And yeah, a lot of people are playing the tank, and hopefully people have fun in these tanks, you know. And I like the new seasons that Wargaming are doing, where you can get 3 new tanks. Obviously the tier 9 tank, and then you've got to get all the equipment for it as well. It's not easy. It isn't easy to get all the equipment. It's easy to get the first tank, but then it makes it hard getting sort of all the equipment for the tank, unless you do spend money. Of course, you have to spend money if you want to go the whole way. But yeah, very enjoyable tank. I love the Basilisk really like quite a lot, to be honest. And for a tier 7 tank, yeah, it's a tank that I will play. You know, it's not a tank that I just want to play for sort of get my my mastery badge. It is a tank that I will play often. So that then leads us on to tank number 1. The most popular tank played the last update is. So I'm a bit of a noob. Because this isn't actually the most popular tank, and I've literally only just noticed what I done when I just add in this last one. So the Panzer 35, it is not the most popular tank on the list. I got a couple of tanks muddled up, and I don't even know how. I think it's the order that I play them. So when I try and make the footage in these lists, I try and play them in order. So in fact, this tank right here isn't the most popular tank. Where I was talking about the Frosty being like 210,000 people played in the last update. Yeah, that is wrong. That is wrong. That is this tank. 210,000 people over the last update have played this tank. So it's not the most popular tank. The rest of the list is the correct order, except for this tank and the Frosty. I need to swap this and the Frosty. Now, the difference, oh my god, I've just seen the difference as well. The Frosty is the most played tank in the game currently. Over 570,000 players played the Frosty over the last update. That's just one tank. That's not battles. That is how many players played a certain tank the last update. Yeah, and that makes more sense now. Obviously, that does make more sense because it was a free tank, and the last update was over the Christmas sort of period. So it makes 100% sense. It's Wargaming gave it away for Christmas, and then sort of that month or the next sort of update, it was the most popular tank. Put it this way, the tank that we've just looked at, the Basilisk, had 270,000 players playing it. The Frosty, 577,000. So almost double the amount of players played the Frosty. Then that is number 1. Then the Basilisk, that is number 2. Absolutely crazy numbers there. Did you expect the Frosty to be tank number 1? I'm sorry I confused everyone. I didn't realise until I pretty much finished the whole video, and I'm not going to remake the video. I want to show you guys that I'm an absolute freaking noob as well. So, but for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. Are you surprised at any tank in this list? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.